with a new set of videos on sexual reproduction in flowering plants, that is angiosperms. These group of plants are called flowering plants because of their emblematic structures called flowers. And we know that flowers are the organs meant for sexual reproduction in angiosperms. We see a large number of flowers with amazing colors, shapes, sizes, and even fragrances. Now, do you know that plants have evolved a large variety of flowers to make sexual reproduction a successful event? And how is it ensured that sexual reproduction has occurred successfully? Yes, by the formation of seeds and fruits, which are the end products of sexual reproduction in plants. But how do these shapes and colors of flowers ensure that these end products of sexual reproduction will form? Now you will be surprised to know the plant decides to undergo a reproductive phase much before we see the flowers. I hope you remember that a flower is a modified shoot and all floral parts are modified leaves. So the switch of a plant from vegetative to reproductive phase involves changes in its shoot tip. First, a plant senses a suitable time for flowering by a variety of environmental cues like temperature and day length. Then, a plant undergoes hormonal and structural changes and differentiates a group of cells at the shoot tip. Such a group of cells which give rise to a flower and are called floral primordia. Now, these floral primordia will develop to form floral buds. Now, when the flower is at the bud stage, morphological and cellular changes occur that led to the formation of a complete flower with well-developed male and female reproductive parts called stamens and gynoecium respectively. Now let us now look at the structure of a stamen. Since stamen is a modified leaf, it is also called microsporophyll. Now do you remember parts of a stamen? A stamen has a long, slender, stalk-like part called the filament. The filament at its proximal end is attached to the thalamus. In some flowers, the filament may be attached to the petal. Now at its distal end, the filament is attached to the lobed structure called an anther. Now if we look at the stamens of different flowers, we'll find variation in the numbers, length of the filament and shape of anthers and the attachment of anthers too. Now let's closely look at the anther of a flower. Now if you observe an anther, you will find a deep longitudinal groove on its lateral side. Let's observe the transverse section of the anther now. Now internally, this longitudinal groove forms a partition and divides the anther into two lobes. Now on observing each lobe of the anther, you will find two circular sac-like structures. These sac-like structures called theca or microsporangia extend longitudinally to the entire length of the anther. Such an anther with two thecae in each lobe is called dithecous. Now an anther has 4 microsporangia, so it is also called tetrasporangiate. These microsporangia on further development will form pollen sacs. So far, we have learnt that a stamen has anthers with 2 lobes and each lobe has 2 thecae. What do we call an anther with 2 lobes but 1 theca in each lobe now? Tell. Now if you had observed the microsporangia, you would have noticed that a microsporangium has many layers of wall surrounding a central mass of cells. What are these layers? What are their functions? What are these masses of cells at the center of these walls? We will find out about microsporangium in our next video. So stay connected with us. I'll catch you all in our upcoming video. Bye.